Welcome. The Fresh Air is Overrated, the weekly source for anything gaming with Wild Matt and Curbs.
And Steiner.
Against
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, welcome to Fresh Air is Overrated. It's episode number 202. Oh my god, 221. That's a lot of numbers to say in a row there. Thursday, March 2nd. There are a lot of twos today. 2017. I am Wild Matt, as always, right here. And then Steiner's over there, somewhere.
Hey. There's something weird going on with your audio, at least what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's lagging out or if it's just bad audio.
It's just my webcam. You're getting my webcam audio, so.
Okay, that might be okay.
Who knows?
So it's bad audio.
I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. Since last week, your video seems like a little bit lagged from your audio. I don't know if that's just XSplit or something. I have no idea. What are you using to feed it through Skype?
I'm just putting it through Skype.
Okay, then yeah. That might be a thing with Skype. It's like you're slightly behind the video. Like your sound comes out.
The video is slightly behind.
Yeah. Yes. I hear you, and then the video is like, it's not too bad. Whatever. I'll live through it. We'll all live through it. I'll
no
put
one
it
will
full
live. Screen
so everybody can be like, it's so out of sync every time when I put you full screen. Anyways, megascorcher.com. Check out the VODs, the MP3s. They're all there, kind of. I'm kind of lazy about it, but I'll pick up the slack someday. But they're all on iTunes, and they're all wherever you can find podcasts. So go sign up for we have the XML feed too on the website. So go check that out. So I post that immediately after the show is done, pretty much. And then check out youtube.com/megascorchertv. That's our main channel where we post everything. But right now, for another 2 months, we're still banned. So go to Megascorcher TV shows on YouTube, and that's where our live happens, and a bunch of other places like Twitch and Ustream and Hitbox and another place that I'm blanking on.
Hitbox.
Good stuff. That's Adam Steiner right there. It's his words, not mine. Please, Hitbox, don't remove us. We're not making fun of your name. It's okay. I've made fun of Twitch a bunch of times. I'm not the biggest fan of Twitch.
Well,
You're
Hitbox,
owned by Amazon. God damn it! Give me transcoding. Everybody
Hitbox
has transcoding.
is also you hit her box. What? No one else comes up with that when they hear Hitbox.
What?
What did
you say?
You hit her box.
What? I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You're playing that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm confused.
You're being a little Elton John now.
What? No, I don't. It's not going my way. No, if I was Elton John, I would freak out. I'd be like, stop this madness! What is this? Give me some respect. I can't even hear myself on this. What's it called when you hear yourself back on the stage? There's like a name for it. The speaker that you would hear yourself through.
Feedback or what?
No, because
that would be not.
Is it called a monitor? Is that what it's called? I forget. It's just so that they can keep track of the song, and they know where they're at.
Not sure what you're talking about.
The singers usually have a speaker that's pointing at them, so they can hear the performance.
I did not know that.
Yes, because if they don't, then sometimes they'll just be like, "Where I can't the sound. I only hear the crowd. Like I hear the drums a little bit, but everything else, because the speakers are all like mainly beside them. There's no little speakers beside them, so yeah, it's acoustics, man. It works weird. Anyways, hey, games we're playing. Let's go to that. Oh, hey, turns out I wasn't completely ready. I didn't have the sounders all queued up. But that's all right. So I guess you should go start it off because you actually played games.
I think I played 2 this week. Played some more Dragon Age Inquisition. Played a fair bit of it. That's mostly what I played. And I played some StarCraft 2, like always, for the last, 8 years that it's been out or something. How long has that game been out for? Since 2010?
I wish there was a Battlefield that was just like, here's the one Battlefield. This is the one you're always going to play.
Well, they've been expansion packs, but they just keep building upon the same game opposed to releasing new games.
Yes.
But
there's always those rumors, which is probably never going to happen, but you know.
Yeah.
There's always the hope. It is Blizzard. They're not in a rush to make any new games. All right, so I guess the only thing I've really done this week that was gaming related is I listened to an ebooks of Masters of Doom, and that's the book about id.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mainly Carmack and Romero. Mainly, you get a lot of stories about the other guys, but yeah, it's mainly about them. There's the other Carmack. What's his name again? The artist.
The artist.
Yeah, there's an artist Carmack that was for id. It made all the art in Doom and Quake and
I didn't know that
stuff. Adrian, blam, I figured it out.
Wait, sibling or
no, they had no relation. Funny enough,
no relation.
We just had the same last name. That's funny. Romero's pretty much a dickhead, but you know he has good design ideas, but when it comes to implementing it, he really doesn't have much of a clue by the looks of it. That's how the book portrays it anyways. And I guess it's kind of true because, you know, Daikatana and all those great gems that he did after he left id. And,
Daikatana?
You see, it only sold like 40,000. It didn't. That game did not
The only reason I know that game is because, how horrible of a flop it was.
Well, and Romero. I remember seeing the ads that said like something about being your bitch or something. I forget. It was in magazine a very long time ago, back when I read gaming magazines.
Are there still gaming magazines?
Oh, for
like
sure.
actual physical copies.
I'm sure.
I understand that.
Gaming, I'm sure Game
websites.
Informer might have something still, because they have a partnership with GameStop and EB, right? So I think they might still have shit on shelves.
Yeah.
Maybe it's every 4 months.
Segue to a later story is EB Games, and they might be fucked come the next couple of years.
Oh well, sure. They say that all the time. We'll see. They have a plan to switch it over in 2019, man. We'll talk about that though. But Masters of Doom, Carmack, you know what's something funny too? The thing about the VR and the ZeniMax right now and Oculus is when he made Doom, he was basically stealing the computers from the company to make Doom that he was working for at the time, which was Soft Disk.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of goddamn games like that I did not even realize. Dangerous Dave is a John Romero game. That's kind of fucking crazy. But there's another one. What's a side scrolling? They wanted to make Mario, and then it was Commander Keen.
Commander Keen, I remember.
Yeah, I played a lot of Commander Keen. I was like the first, oh, look at the scrolling on this screen on a PC game. Isn't it crazy? That was pretty much the claim to fame for that game. But that. I think that was like the first shareware game that they might have released. I want to say that was the first shareware, because everything before that was a subscription-based disc thing that you got like every month or every 2 months or something. Yeah, Soft Disk, man. They mainly worked on software, so like you would get like a word processor or like a tax working thing, you know. And then they talked about it's surprisingly not too much about Doom, because they talk about Quake a lot. They talk about, you know, the Split. They talk about Daikatana. They talk about Quake 3 just being multiplayer, which was an interesting choice at the
Quake
time.
Was always a much larger game than Doom was.
Yes and no.
Like as a franchise, I'm talking about.
Sure.
Like Doom started it to a point, but
Wolfenstein kind of quote unquote started it, if you want to get technical about it.
No, but the thing is, no one really knew what Wolfenstein was until they played Doom.
Oh, I played Wolfenstein before Doom.
Yeah, no, but it was before or after you played Doom.
No, I played Wolfenstein before Doom.
Really?
Yeah, that's why Doom was so fucking amazing when I played it. I was just like, holy fuck. Because Wolfenstein was another shareware game. That was just discs you could get fucking anywhere. I got a lot of discs as a kid. That was me as a kid. That was my heyday of PC gaming. Was pretty much Doom and all those goodness things around that time. Jill of the Jungle. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's an epic game. It's a side-scrolling game. You're a lady in the jungle, mainly. So it's a pretty alright PC game. Jazz Jackrabbit. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh man! All right. Well, there you go. Now that's when I played PC games. It was mainly in the 90s. When it started getting to like 3D cards, like Quake. I played Quake 2. I played. Then that's where I pretty much kind of dropped off.
Yeah, I never really played Quake all too much. Probably because like dial up and all that shit was always an issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always played the shareware versions of everything. Quake got...
Yeah, but you're talking like Quake 2 was only on, like there was no single player for Quake 2.
No, there is. There is. It's Quake 3 that has no single player.
There was single player for Quake 2.
Yeah, totally. I remember playing it. Quake 4 on the Xbox 360 comes with Quake 2, and it has online and offline, and it totally has a story. It's Quake 3 Arena. That's the one that doesn't have any multiplayer. But yeah. Do you remember the Jurassic Park game? It's called Trespasser.
Not by name.
Oh, okay. You could see, you would like look down and you could see like your boobs, and that's how you would see your health and stuff. It's a pretty ridiculous game. At the time, we were like, the 3D is going to be amazing, and it wasn't. It was never amazing. That game was not so good. I mean, it looked okay at the time, and it played not so good. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to talk about this week. Masters of Doom. You should check it out. It's an old book, but it got re-released as an ebook in like 2012 or something like that. So check it out if you've never heard of it. It's a good book. So I'm gonna try to like listen to a video game ebook every week if I can. This was 12 hours. Finished it in basically 3 days while I was at work. It's a good time spender. Oh, it was read by Will Wheaton. Ugh, God. That's the one thing about it. I was just like, oh. And every time there was a different voice, like they would say, I think he did a George Washington voice at one time because it's a quote that either Carmack or Romero
Wesley Crusher, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, and he did the voices every time. He tried to pretend that he was the people. Anyways, it was all right. And they played a lot of D&D before Doom and stuff. Before they got serious. And then Carmack was like taking over. We got to do this serious, guys. And Romero was like, no, my fun. I want to have my fun. Anyways, it's a good read. I talked about a lot of it, but there's still so much more in there that I have not talked about. So, new releases. There's some stuff this week. Mainly the Nintendo Switch is coming out tomorrow. So there's a lot of new Nintendo Switch games coming out. Well, new, quote unquote. Some of them have already been out. But Horizon Zero Dawn. That's on PS4.
That's a big one, yeah.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, arguably bigger, is out this week as well.
I don't know.
For a Zelda game, it actually looks interesting.
I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Oh, me neither. Look, it's been a long time since I've enjoyed a Zelda game, so I'm not diving into it. I'm not like salivating at the mouth. I need Zelda. No, that's not me. But whatever. There's a Final Fantasy game right now that's free, apparently. It's called The King's Tale. You can get it for free. It's like a side-scrolling beat-em-up thing. It looks all right. I have a video for it. We'll watch it soon. And then there's a game called WRC 6 for the PC, PS4, and Xbox. That's a rally racing game if you're into that kind of thing. And the Switch stuff is there's 1-2 Switch is out. Just Dance 2017. Yay. Good stuff. Steep. That's a game that was already out on a bunch of stuff. Rayman. Legends for some reason. Skylanders. Super Bomberman. A bunch of stuff that's already been out.
So what is this Final Fantasy game out on?
PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Final Fantasy
it's
15
like
thing.
16-bit, 8-bit type thing.
Yes, side-scrolling beat 'em up. It looks interesting. I have a video. I might as well play it just right now. Why not? because it connects to the news of the week, I suppose. So let's just watch this video.
Peggy 16.
It's Peggy 16 in Europe. So watch out, guys.
That actually doesn't look too bad.
Nope.
For something I've never heard of. It's just that I've never heard of this. And
Oh no, I know it kind of just stealthily came out, but I guess people who were looking forward to more Final Fantasy stuff were aware of this because, yeah, it's not like it came out of nowhere. For us, maybe, but hey, for a free game, then that's kind of probably where it comes out of nowhere because it's fucking free. I don't even think you need PS Plus. I don't even think it's a PS Plus game. I just think it's free. Maybe you need. Maybe there's a lot of.
Microtransaction
power-ups.
Well, I can guarantee you for that, yeah.
If you want this cool summon, it's $1. You want Behemoth? Gotta pay $1. Who knows? But it's free. Free to start. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about all that. Anyways, then the next video here. Got one more for this week. I don't even. Oh yeah. It's this hockey game that's coming out. It's an M-rated hockey game for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I don't entirely understand that. So I'm assuming it has something to do with the fighting in the game.
Well, the hits are crazier. You know, you can hit each other with sticks, as you can see right there. You know, it's just a more hardcore arcade-style game. And if this was
it's like NHL '94 or something like that. Like I don't.
Sure. If this was released by EA, I would be like, oh yeah, sweet. But it's released by some
cross check and shit back. Maybe you can still cross check. I don't know.
You know, it's still an NHL thing, so they don't want to be. They want to take care of. I don't know, whatever integrity they have still, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hockey game. What can you say? It's like cell shaded.
Just in the video, you had him down and just was punching him while they were both down or whatever. Like that would never happen in actual hockey.
Oh, that happens if you get two guys that hate each other. That can definitely happen.
Well, no, but as soon as one of them hits the ice, the referees jump on them.
I suppose.
Both of them were down on the ice, and he was just wailing on them.
That game is coming out later this month. So, and then hey, we're in the news of the week now. Yep. So, Street Fighter V: Colin is out, or Colleen, I guess is how you would say that.
So it's a fighter?
Yes. She was in the story mode before. She was like the Russian girl. That was like the boss of things. But yeah, and now she's going to be in the game as a fighter. A lot of people are thinking that she's going to be pretty powerful already, just based on whatever footage and stuff that they released of her.
Wow, they always buff them for those film whatevers.
No, because you always see just the moves. Just show the moves. Yeah. Nintendo Switch. There's been a lot of word of the game carts. They're covered with something called denatonium benzonate, and it makes them taste really terrible. So your dog's not going to eat them.
Benzonates, yeah.
Your dog's not going to eat them. Your baby's not going to eat them. You're safe. I guess that's what Nintendo are claiming that it's for. So.
But I don't like
it just tastes terrible. Just don't put it in your mouth.
That would have never have crossed my mind.
It's the first gaming cart that does it, apparently.
Well, yeah, I know. Look, why didn't they do it with the 3DS cartridges? Because they're not much larger.
Hey, maybe they just thought of this. They were like, hey, a lot of people claim that their dog eats their shit. So they're like, hey,
dog doesn't give it. Like, my dog eats her own shit, so benzonate's not going to do shit all.
Oh, no, well, maybe after time it will learn, like, oh, shit, these little things taste terrible. Maybe I won't eat this.
My dog would not even taste it. It would just swallow something.
Oh, it would. I'm pretty sure it would. Because a dog, it taste is more fucking sensitive than ours, so I'm sure that shit...
smell is, not so much the taste.
I don't know. I'm sure that shit.
That's not necessarily like it would depend on breed. I'm sure, but
I'm sure that shit would fuck with them somehow because it goes all over your mouth and throat and
like
shit.
I've had benzonate. Like it's like just a horribly bitter taste. It's not.
And it stays there for a little bit too. I don't know. I guess you didn't have this denatonium one.
Yeah. Well, whatever type of I don't know, but.
So talk about the Switch. There's a day one patch, and it's adding friend codes. Whoa! So you can name yourself on that system, but to add your friends at the end of the day, you still have to share a 12-digit number.
Okay, so you've had a Wii U and all that.
Yeah.
How do these things like? So can you add a friend like from within a game?
If you see
if you just
somebody,
played with...
yes, it depends on the game. Some games are better than that. Some games are better than others.
Okay, I'm just like on Blizzard or whatever. Like, so you can just add a friend. So he's on your list, but you're not on his list. Or you can add a friend, which then you're obviously then sharing.
I think you both
all the information.
I think you get a request when you send it. Like when I send it to you, you're like, "Hey, this guy wants to add you," and you're like, "Okay."
Right. So that's like the PlayStation Network or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You just need to know that's 12 fucking digit number.
I don't entirely understand why you would have friend codes. You just put in the person's name and then send a friend request.
That's not how it works, man. It's Nintendo. We gotta protect the kids.
We
gotta protect the kids. You don't understand, man. This is the protect.
But that means you can't just send a friend request to some guy that you've met online or.
Again, it depends on the game. I think like Mario Kart was pretty easy to just go like, "Hey, this guy was pretty alright," or this girl, and then just go boop, send him a little quick request. But yeah.
But then that would just be for the individual game, not for the actual system. So you couldn't join another game that they were playing.
No, I'm pretty sure it was system level by the time it got to Wii U. And with this one, at least you can change your name. You have a name on the Wii on the Switch. It's just at the end of the day, when you want to add somebody, you have to know their fucking 12-digit thing, which is pretty dumb.
But you're saying different things here.
It depends on the game again. Like I'm saying, it depends on the game. On the Wii U, it was different for every game. Anyways.
Well, because they had friend codes for the Wii, so I don't, whatever.
Yeah. So the Gear VR, which is the one that works with the Samsung phones, the ones that will explode on your face. Haha, topical. Those ones.
Only one of them did.
Sure. So there's a new remote coming out with the new headset. It has a new 42 millimeter lens, which will support a 101 degree field of view. I think the last one was 90 degree. I want to say it was something like that. It's definitely lower than this one. So, you'll see more. And then you have this controller, which is cool.
So the thing, I don't understand the controller.
It looks like an Oculus.
I thought it was a motion thing. You could then just look around.
Yeah, but now you have a controller.
So you can just go like this and move the controller around?
Well, yeah, I guess you just have the buttons do stuff. I don't know if it actually tracks it. There's not too much information about it, except that it's, coming soon. It's coming soon. But the controller looks neat. It kind of looks like the Vive
I can understand
ones.
that for a game or something like that. Like now you actually have a controller, so you can maybe do. But I don't understand. Like there's no infrared. There's no. How would that work as a game controller?
It depends. I don't know.
Unless it's that maybe that thing's touch.
Well, yeah. There's if you know how a Vive controller works, that pad is the touch pad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's news.
Well, that's what is that a touchpad?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Sony has announced that they have sold 915,000 PlayStation VR headsets as of February 19th. And that's Andrew House that released that statement. And I think they expected to sell 1 million by April, so they're already going to beat that.
Yeah, I would think they would beat that. That's pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
I would like to know how that's region-wise.
Well, I'm sure Japan has a little bit more, right? But what was I going to say? I heard that there's a new firmware coming out too that will make it slightly better, perhaps, with the tracking and all that.
Okay.
Because if you've seen a lot of the videos, it loses tracking over time. Where it's like when you start the game, this is center, and then by the end of it, it's totally on the left side.
I could understand. Well, because when you sit, even when you're sitting in one spot, you still kind of drift and do shit. And if it doesn't reset, then shit would get wonky as hell.
Well, I remember watching what's the racing game on the PS4 that has VR? It's
A wrestling game?
No, car racing.
Oh, car racing. Okay. Project Cars.
No, it's the one that's the PlayStation developed one. It's Sony.
Drive Club.
Yeah, Drive Club. I remember seeing a lot of footage where they would start and then they would slowly start sinking into the seat. It was just like, that's awesome. So they would have to like stand up to look over again. But no, there's like a reset button in that game, so you can just recalibrate it. That's a problem, though. It's definitely not a good thing. Man, hey, talk about more VR stuff. I guess Resident Evil is kind of... Oh, no, well, this is the movie. The final chapter, the one that came out.
Oh, it's
okay. This January here. It did not make too much money. But in Japan, its first day, it made $33 million. That's more than it did in the U.S. in total when it was here. Oh,
no, that's in China.
Sorry, China. Not Japan. Sorry, China. Yeah. They loved them.
70 million. That I looked at that budget. That budget was like $32 million.
It was not a lot. I think maybe the only Resident Evil that they put money into is maybe the first and the second one, and then after that, it was always dropping off.
Well, I don't even think the first one had that. Like, I'm sure it was it was also an old movie.
That splicing scene where the lasers cut them in X's. Remember that? Do you remember that scene? That must have cost a little bit of money. So by comparison, Star Wars Rogue One made $31 million in its opening weekend in China. That's 3 days. So this news is from a few days ago. I think maybe yesterday I got this news. So by the time that all the numbers are out, it's probably going to be even more than 70 million for the 3-day weekend tally. So that's a lot of people going to see Resident Evil. And in the US, I think it made maybe 50 million total. It wasn't a lot. It was not that much.
Total budget for all films is 290 million.
Yes.
Total profit or box office totals 1.1 billion.
Is that worldwide?
I would think so.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But just for $300 million, like those numbers are like Avenger level, like Marvel Cinematic Universe level numbers. Like fair enough, they're talking about 6 movies, but you're talking like profit margin. That's fucking ridiculous.
It's weird how the international film market is entirely different.
Like I've honestly, I think watched all of them, but the last 2. I've seen Afterlife.
I stopped after the first 2, I believe. I definitely saw the first one. The second one, I kind of remember because it starts off right from the first one. But
Apocalypse was filmed in my friend's high school.
Cool.
So like there was a scene that they're running down. Like it was funny.
So if they ever get in trouble at the high school, they know how to get out of it now.
Kind of.
So are you a fan of Rogue Trooper?
Rogue Trooper.
It's a Star Wars game. That's all. That's the only name that it's called. I don't know what else to tell you.
No.
It was a game released in 2006 by Rebellion Developments and published by Eidos on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Windows PC. It's getting a remaster. Woo!
Okay.
We don't know anything else except
Rogue Troop. I'm getting. This isn't a Star Wars game though.
Yeah, it is. Of course it is. Isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I might be getting everything wrong then. Okay, it's not. It's not a Star Wars game.
Okay, that's why I was.
My bad. My bad.
Anyways, like I've heard of Rogue Trooper. I've never played it, but now I see the box art. I know the game that you're talking about, but it is definitely not a Star Wars game.
Yes, coming out on the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. And, it's a remaster of a 10-year-old game, 11-year-old game. I'm sure it'll do fine. Uncharted 4.
I'm assuming it's not actually getting. It's just gonna be DLC.
No, because it's some developer that did other remasters and they do work on it. It will look better, but how much better? Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't an actual like release, like what the Uncharted bundle or something was.
I don't
Or
know.
is this
I don't know
just
what you
then going to
mean.
be a download on the store?
Oh, I don't think it'll be on a disc. But there's no reason for that to happen. I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
Rebellion is the guys working on it. Whoever that is.
I still don't entirely understand. Like that game wasn't amazing. I don't know why you'd really make that.
Why not, man? Because they're remastering everything nowadays.
Everything. Yeah, fair enough. But
It's probably cheaper to just re-release stuff. Uncharted 4 has a sale on its in-game items. Almost everything is half off. I don't know what it isn't, but hey, if you're still playing Uncharted 4, go check out that stuff.
it actually has a 90% on Metacritic.
Yeah, what can you say? They wouldn't have remastered it if it didn't have a
Oh no, sorry,
following
Metacritic
of some
okay,
kind.
No. Okay.
Horizon Zero
User.
Dawn
Okay.
contains a nod or an Easter egg to Death Stranding. You find some items that are called something Stranding. I think it's Baby Stranding and something else Stranding. And you can sell them, I think, as items, or you can do something. They're rare items in the game. So yeah, there you go. You know, they're going to use their engine, so doing a little nod to Kojima there. Did you hear about Peter Moore? Sad times. Sad times.
Was he taken out back and shot?
Well, no, that would be really sad times.
Peter Moore is the guy that did Fable, right? Or am I?
No, Peter Moore is the guy that was on the Dreamcast's US team, and then he worked on the Xbox, and he had the GTA tattoo.
Oh,
on
okay,
his
wrong.
arm.
Okay,
And then
I'm thinking Molyneux, Peter Molyneux. Okay,
yeah, but Peter Moore, and then he worked for
Peter
EA
Moore. Okay, no,
Sports,
yeah, no, yeah.
And then he
Yes.
became like I want to say like the esports something director at EA went for his last year. This was a relatively new spot that he got right before anyways, so it's sad for us in the gaming community maybe, but it's ultimately happy times for everybody, including him. He's going to be joining the Liverpool Football Club, and he's been a lifelong fan of those guys because
Liverpool is
he lives
yeah.
in, or I want to say maybe he was born in Liverpool, but anyways, I know he lived in Liverpool for a very long time, and he's going to be the CEO there, a title that he has not had in gaming for a little bit. He was the chief competition officer.
He was born in Liverpool, so
Born
yeah,
in
he
Liverpool.
definitely would be.
So he's going there in June. So hey, have good times, Peter Moore. Get that Liverpool tattoo if you don't already have it.
He does. I see a photo of.
There you go. There you go. I'm not too surprised.
Yeah. No.
The GTA tattoo, that's all fun and games, but that Liverpool, it's for real, man.
It was on the other arm.
Sure.
No, because I see both photos, but it's on the other arm.
They could have covered it up with the GTA one. Put all the games on his arms.
No, but yeah, I remember, like Peter Moore, did a lot with the EA Sports.
He was a pretty vocal part, an invisible part of the Dreamcast launch. I remember seeing him before he was even involved with Xbox.
Much into the background shit of all that back then, but
yep.
Wouldn't be too surprised.
So PSN, they're asking you to vote on which deal is going to happen this weekend, and it's between. I'm going to bring up this picture here. It's between Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection, which is 50% off, or you can get Final Fantasy 15 for 40% off. I'd probably go with Final Fantasy. Just vote for that one because it's the newer, better game, I suppose. Assassin's Creed is just a goddamn collection. Who cares?
Yeah.
That thing's going to be 50% off anyways.
Yeah, but it's the Ezio Collection, so isn't it like 3 games?
Yeah, whatever the hell Ezio is 2, and then the other one's 3, and then 3 Brotherhood or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, something like that.
It might even be 4 games.
Oh,
I don't even know. I don't even know anymore.
I don't know.
So there you go. You could go do that on the PlayStation blog, I believe. We can maybe even do it on the store. Who knows? It's probably just a link on the store that goes to the website anyways.
Yeah, probably.
Shadow of Mordor is getting a sequel. I think we knew that already, but the release date has been announced August 22nd. It's called Shadow of War.
Rumored that they were working on something, and then
everyone kind of official.
It was yes.
Yeah, you know,
the thing is,
Shadow of Mordor had a cool, interesting thing. That's the one thing you can say about it.
No, but they put out like all the system specs and everything for PC and a bunch of other things that they don't typically give out this early.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're using the same engine and everything as they did for Shadows of Mordor.
Maybe, probably.
And they're just
adding to it. Why not?
Cleaning it up and doing whatever.
Yeah, like why not? That seems like the way to go.
It obviously would be the best way to keep the game equitable. So.
Mm-hmm. So this spring, Twitch will be selling the games that streamers are playing. So let's say you're playing, you know, Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever. The upcoming releases, let's say Legend of Zelda. I'm not exactly sure when this is coming out, but they'll have a link on your page, and then if people buy that game, I'm assuming it's all through Amazon because you know Twitch, Amazon.
That's what I would assume.
And then you get a portion of the buy. And I guess the way that works is that they have ads for like podcasts that work the same way. You just put a banner up on your website, and then if they click it and then actually buy something, you get some of it. So
I've done that.
Yeah, why not? It's an easy way to support shit that you like. So
yes,
and you're already buying stuff, so why not? I've done it too. It's like, hey, I'm gonna buy with this one thing on Amazon. Here you go. It's pretty easy to do. And so there you go. That's another way that they're supporting it. And if you have Twitch, and if you have Prime on Amazon too, you get a Twitch Prime to a different channel every month. You can do the same channel every month if you want, but just be aware that it expires every month. So you gotta resubscribe to every channel every month, even though
I'm not sure what you just said.
Okay, whatever.
I understand the words you said. I just don't understand. So
if you have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
You get a month of Twitch Prime or Twitch subscription of a channel of your choice per month. So let's say you like us, or you like Mega Scorcher, or you like Mega 64, or you like whoever else is on fucking Twitch. You know, you can subscribe, paid $5 a month, and you get like stuff.
Oh. No, I did not know that.
Okay, well, you get like no ads and stuff.
I understood as a streamer you got extra shit, but I didn't know it was just a...
No, you don't get anything you got to be a partner to get more stuff as a... Yeah, you don't pay anything. No, you pay stuff as a viewer. You don't pay anything as a streamer. All right, where was I in this news here? Halo Wars 2. There's a demo on Xbox One right now. You can go play it, and the PC will be released soon. That's the only thing that they said. Soon.
Don't know why you'd really want to play that on a Xbox, but
whatever. The first one was on the Xbox. The controls are all right. You can push. I think you push RB and they go all units. And they got like 100 recordings of all units, so it never sounds the same.
No.
All units. All units. All units. Mm-hmm. That first game was all right.
Not really.
You know, it's all right. I'm not saying it was an amazing RTS or anything like that, but you know, it's all right. Switch. There's a game in Japan right now called Voez, and it's a game that's already out on the iOS and the Android store. So the deal about this game, though, is you can only play it in tablet mode. So you can't play it on the TV. You need the touchpad to play this game. So yeah, it's a touchpad rhythm game, and you need it to be in tablet mode. So there you go. I guess that's going to be a thing that happens with Switch games, which is an interesting development, I guess. So the first Turok got remastered a while ago. If you remember that, do you remember that?
No. I remember the first Turok, but I don't remember them making a remastered.
Came out on, I think it was only Steam. I don't know if it came out on consoles. But they're remaking the second one. And yeah, you can go check that out, I guess, if you want to. Just Google it. It'll come up for some odd reason, Ubisoft is making another game based on Avatar. They're going to base it on the Division's engine. And it will be worked on the same studio. And then they came out and said, we're still going to work on the Division. Don't worry, guys. We got this one. So, yeah.
Now, is this Avatar game linked to the upcoming movie, or is it?
No idea.
No idea. Yeah, okay.
No idea. I wish I knew.
I hope. Well, like I would hope it's not linked to the movie directly. Like having it be a IP of like that shit is just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But just an actual like full budget game of an Avatar, I don't see how that would make a good game. Like just that universe in general, I just don't.
It's
see
a
that
weird
being
choice,
very
that's
good
for
game.
sure. I don't know why they went with it, but hey, they went with it. Yeah. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has already leaked. There's a lot of people playing the Wii U version on either a hacked Wii U or maybe there's some emulators that can play it, but I'm not sure. But they're definitely playing it on hacked Wii U's. So there you go. Get that
Hacked Wii U's.
Yes, get
so
that
it's obviously
ISO
out online. Okay.
Get that ISO online. And I'm assuming the crack for Wii U might be just an ISO that you put on a disc or something. I have no idea about Wii U hacking.
Back to the Dreamcast.
Sure. But I actually have no idea how that works. There is a USB port on that thing, so who knows? Maybe you just put a fucking USB stick on it and then it destroys it, and then it rebuilds it into a better thing. Because I saw the install. There's a stream of it online, and the stream was like 3 hours, I think, and the first hour and a half was just him installing the cracked firmware and all that. It took a long time.
That seems like a really stupid thing to be having your IP attached to.
Yeah, sure. That's why you don't plug it on the internet when you play it.
No, I mean like streaming, cracking your Wii U.
Oh, sure. YouTube. I don't think YouTube discloses IPs. Maybe I don't know the legalities about that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it just to me doesn't sound like a good idea to be doing that online.
Well, he did it.
Yeah,
he did it. Oh, and funny enough though, he got flagged on the audio because it's Zelda. It's Zelda. They all sound the same, so it's muted, so you can watch it, but there's no audio.
That's funny.
Yeah. What else here? Also, hey, coming up this spring, if you don't have Xbox Live Gold, there's going to be a program called Xbox Game Pass, and it's going to let you play over 100 games for $10 a month. And I guess it's $15 in Canada.
Yeah, I would assume so.
It's something
15?
like that.
That's steep. That's
it might be 13 or something.
Yeah.
But the few first games that they showed off was like Halo 5 is in there, NBA 2K16. There was another Xbox One game in there.
Yeah.
But Saints Row 4 is there, Mad Max, Batman, Gears of War, a Mega Man, a lot of weird backlog.
Yeah, you got all those Xbox 360 games and Xbox games, so why the fuck not?
But I think you get this with Xbox Live Gold anyways.
It is an additional thing on top of Xbox Live Gold.
Okay. All right.
Because if you get this, you only get the single player portions of those games. So if you want to play multiplayer of those games, you then need Xbox Gold.
So that's why I guess they're offering to give them for cheaper too. Like if it's in this catalog, you can buy it at a sale price.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you get like NBA 2K15 is half off. I think it's all half off.
I don't know if they've gone into that. I know they said discounts, but I don't know if they've. It might be different for every game.
I'm pretty sure, like they said, NBA was half. I want to say that was like the one. Halo, I'm not sure.
Now it does come down to price because, like $100 a year, I think is a bit of a better price, a bit of more of a rounder price.
Maybe it'll be cheaper if they offer a year.
Yeah, if you buy because some guy was interviewed. I can't remember who. But like they said they were like he wants to, but they obviously have to like look at price and this, that, and the other to see if it's whatever.
Yeah, and like I want to see how they rotate the games. Like how long does it stay there?
I would assume it's like Netflix with games. So it like most of the like there's going to be quite a few games, like probably the Xbox exclusive games, Halos and Horizons and shit, will be there.
Well, I'm assuming like the older Xbox stuff will be there longer. Like there was Mega Man 2 in that list. Who knows what version that is? I have no fucking idea what version that is. So that might be there for like a year, depending on how long they got it on contract.
Like with Netflix, it goes 6-year intervals typically. You're at least on there for 6 months. So I would assume it would be somewhat similar. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, it all depends on the contracts and however they're doing this. But yeah, this is what I was referring to earlier about GameStop getting fucked over. I really like this idea because in this situation, developers will actually see money opposed to the used game market of GameStop and EB Games and shit just fucking developers over horribly.
Yeah.
And their whole circle of life thing there. Oh god.
Oh well, they took that back. They're like, that's done.
Oh yeah, of course they took it back,
done,
but
guys.
they're still fucking doing it. They're fucking
no, it's over, man. We swear.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But like just like this, I like this idea. It's just you buy a system and then you have access to 100+ games. Now, fair enough. Just like Netflix, you might like some shit and you don't like other shit. But if you work that out, that'd be like 2 games a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad to have access to a shit ton of older. Like, of course, they're going to be older games. I was assuming there'll be something of like, we won't put it on unless it's like a year old or something like that. Unless it.
Hey, I'm definitely not opposed to it. Like,
yeah, like I think that's
not,
a really
it doesn't seem like a bad idea. That's for sure.
Good concept to have developers get money
on older stuff that they're not really making that much money on anyways. Well, Mega Man 2 might be a little bit different there, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they make some money on Mega Man somewhere.
Yeah. Like, because, yeah, especially with the used games on consoles and stuff, that shit's fucking vile. Like, for the developers to get nothing, to see nothing for, like, that's just is very annoying. And to the point that there is no more Blockbusters or anything like that to then be able to rent it. Like, yeah, I like the concept.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But price is very important. Like,
yeah, and like
if
PlayStation,
it's $15 a month for Canadian dollars or Canada dollars or however you want to say that.
Yeah. Like PlayStation Plus does something similar, right? If you just freaking collect all the time every month, you just go like, "Yep, got these in my collection." You know, the PlayStation Plus is kind of similar.
Now this is separate from the Gold because Gold's doing that now, are they not? I believe. Game.
Yes. Yes, you get a free game.
I don't know if it's 1 game or 2 game or how.
It depends on, and then there's a lot of Xbox original games on there too, and Xbox 360 games too.
Yeah. So that's additional. So you're paying the 2 subscriptions. They're 2 different things.
Yes. Yes.
So you'll still be getting that if you have a Gold. So for like
this is kind of like
$60 a year, you'd be getting access to like 150 games a year.
If you had to like compare this to PlayStation, it would be like PlayStation Now, kind of.
Yeah, I don't like PlayStation. Isn't it like $25 Canadian or something stupid like that?
I have no idea. It's streaming though. That's like a video service.
Yeah.
It's different. Interesting concept, but different. And you have the last news item here.
Yeah. So Ryzen is out. AMD, yay. Maybe. No.
Maybe.
Oh. Well, it's just okay. So what Ryzen put out was the Ryzen 7. So it's the highest end stuff. So it's supposed to go up against the Intel i7, 6900Ks, and so like $1,000 processors.
Mm-hmm.
And those $1,000 processors, those processors are meant for content creation, doing videos, doing streaming, doing this, doing that. For those people that are like the enthusiasts, or they actually have a fucking job and need this to actually render shit out, Ryzen is a terrific fucking thing. Which like I it's just annoying me to a point, and it's just stopping me. But so they sold out pretty much everywhere. for pre-orders. So like to actually get a Ryzen processor now is like nearly impossible. Not to say, I'm pretty sure there are things out. I found a Amazon thing that's saying that like I could get one right now, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it is possible to still get one theoretically. But if you haven't reviewed one, or if you haven't reserved one, you're likely not getting jack shit for quite some time. So all the reviewers that were doing all this, they pretty much said exactly what I was expecting, to the point of that this is for content creation. So you can play a video game and stream it all on one computer with no issues whatsoever, or you can do all your video editing, or you can go into Blender, or you can go into 3D Max, and it works fucking great. Gaming, like I don't know, like a lot of people were wanting this to be like the big gaming thing, but you're not getting a 9600K to play games on, unless you're just either stupidly rich or a complete fucking moron. It's for content creation, right? I don't know how much of this you know, but
Sure.
But so for the Ryzen 1800X, which is a $500 American processor, it does compete with the $1,000 processor that Intel has. Fucking fantastic. So like in heavy workloads for something that uses multi-cores and all that type of shit, it's fucking great. If you're going to play games on this and just games, you're an idiot. I don't know what you were thinking, what you were expecting, but if they're putting it up against the 6900K, it's not for games. So it's just like, not to say that you can't play games on it, but it's not going to be as good as the 7700K, which is like the flagship, like best 8 or 4 core 8 thread processor that Intel has. That's super fast, that's super efficient, and all this type of crap. So all the reviewers were comparing this multi, like 8 core 16 thread thing to a 7700K, and they're two different things. Which I understood that, the reviews understood that. It's just they're trying to convey that to people that are out there that are like, it can't play games. Now the big thing I was waiting for all these reviews was if it could overclock and how well it could overclock and things of that sort. Like there's different motherboards, like there's the X370, which is like the highest end motherboard that they have, or there's which you can overclock and get SLI and some other shit, or there's the B350, which is the one I was looking for. It's you can still overclock, but there's no SLI. You can still do Crossfire if you have AMD cards, yada yada yada. But there's something, I don't know if it's the chips themselves. I'm hoping not, or if it's the motherboard's firmware. They are not overclocking really whatsoever. Like some of the people were trying to overclock it, and they went like it's stock 3.9 for the 1800X for all cores to be able to go, and they were overclocking to like 4.1, maybe 4.2. So you're getting like a 300 megahertz boost, which in comparative to the Intel counterpart, which is $1,000, but you're stock at 3.7, and you can typically, with a fairly good water like AIO, getting it up to 4.5, 4.6 maybe, if you're lucky. So you're talking, you can almost overclock that like 800-900 megahertz, opposed to the 200-300 megahertz you're getting on the Ryzen shit. So that was a really big disappointment, because that's where like getting that to the higher frequencies will make a big difference in games, but just none of the reviewers could, which is one of the reasons why in games it looks so bad. because games just like the higher frequency in to actually do what it needs to do, because that's how it was programmed, opposed to using the multiple threads. So yeah, time will tell to see if the motherboard manufacturers can fix this, or if it is the chips themselves. It's just wonky. Of just that it was like this is a brand new architecture. It's a brand new everything. So Intel hasn't had these issues for quite some time because they've just been building upon their their existing architecture. So they kind of just keep doing it, and they keep just making little incremental improvements, and they don't have issues. Well, AMD hasn't put anything really out for 5 years, and they put out something very new and very interesting, and they have lots of problems, because there's also like memory timing control issues and all sorts of other shit that reviewers were complaining about or talking about, and apparently the sensors within the CPU to detect heat don't always work correctly. So your thing could all of a sudden just shut down almost to the point of like it thermal throttle, so it just completely goes down to like 200 or 2000 megahertz, 2 gigahertz or whatever.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So it's growing pains. Great show. Bad when it's actual real life.
You know.
Yeah.
It's the first generation of something.
Yeah.
It can only go up.
Yeah, it's the big thing I had is just, the overclocking's not there, and everyone was so hoping that it would actually work, to the point that it would be, because of that price point, I think is why a lot of people thought this would work for games. I was not, like, I'm looking for this processor so I can stream games and then do content creation, because if I try to stream on what I have, it gets fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my computer can handle playing games perfectly fine, but as soon as I start streaming, it doesn't do it very good.
No, hey, I get it. Sometimes just screen capturing certain stuff on my computer, sometimes you're just like, oh, whoa. Like Skype sometimes is bad. Sometimes. But, what can you do? I think that will do it for the show, though.
Yeah.
AMD stuff. It's coming down.
It's hit and exploded shit all over the place.
Get ready, Intel.
Poop in the soup.
I think Intel just has to lower their price and release something. They'll be okay.
Yeah. Apparently in the States they have been released or dropping prices. I haven't seen anything here yet about them dropping prices. Because that would be a very interesting thing, of just getting some of the Intel shit cheaper. But the thing is, with the way this launched, I don't know if they necessarily have to yet, because they almost look good in comparison if you're looking for games.
Yeah, hey, Intel's been in the lead, and it's not like this totally changes that overnight.
Yeah, so pricing is not dropped in Canada.
There's reasons for that, I suppose. Because they can still charge that and be like, your dollar is worth less and we're going to charge you more. Yeah, bastards. Is Intel, they're American, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows, they might be Finland now or something for tax reasons.
They're technically worldwide. They have shit all over the world. So
yeah, sure. But you got to have a headquarters somewhere.
Well, they have multiple headquarters, because they would have headquarters in each continent.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I believe for tax reasons or something, you gotta have like the one.
Not necessarily.
Who knows? I don't know how it works.
Because if you could have well, just like what the UFC had, they had UFC Canada. So that UFC Canada could be a completely separate company. It's just fathered in or sistered in or whatever.